The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Soldier Field was rocking last night. Over 62,000 people there for Chicago Fire versus Inter Miami in hopes that Lionel Messi would show up and play. And he didn't. It's too bad. But
Messi.
You know what was amazing, though, was seeing the place rocking anyway, right? Like, it was totally full. Chicago Fire did a great thing of giving people credits for next year's games, whether you're a single game buyer or you buy packages. They gave a good deal on that. And I guarantee if there's 20,000 there normally for a Chicago Fire game, and they retain a couple thousand people now that are into soccer, football, then there it's a win, right? That's what Messi does by doing this, coming to MLS.
Yeah, look, I said this earlier this year when I went to my first ever Chicago Fire game, and at that point, it was the highest attended game of the season, and I think they had 20,000 people there. It's awesome. It's a really fun atmosphere. The game is entertaining. The squad's not great this year, but there's room to improve, of course. But nevertheless...
Right in line with the rest of the Chicago sports.
Exactly. But it's a good time.
I'll give you a stat, though, because they won 4-1 over Miami. They are now in a position to make the playoffs for the first time since 2017.
That's huge.
Oh, that's our best team in Chicago right there, baby.
So maybe the Fire is the best team.
Hello.
And it's only the third time in the last 14 seasons that they've come close to making the playoffs there. Or made the playoffs. Ew.
That's tough.
That's not good.
Well,
but it's also online with Chicago teams.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And better than a lot of Chicago teams.
Better track record.
Yeah.
It looked so fun.
Oh, it was rowdy.
It looked like a hoot. I can't lie. I was kind of bummed. I'm like, I don't know what that. That looked really fun.
Yeah.
I know the Messi game is a different experience. That crowd's not all going to return the next time the Fire play at home. But if you've never been to a Fire match, it is awesome. It is really, really fun. I give it my full stamp of approval.
Yeah, we went to one last year, me, my son, and my husband, and we had so much fun at the game. They're actually running around with fire. I'm like, this is unbelievable. It's like a Fall Out Boy concert.
Appropriately named team. Yeah.
Oh my God, this is a blast.
When I went earlier this year, I was sitting relatively close to the field, and fireworks went off to start the game.
Yeah.
And then a gust of wind came and blew hot ash in my direction.
Oh, that's a good time.
It felt like I was in the middle of war. It felt like I just stormed Normandy. It was insane.
Oh my God.
It's a good time.
That's the closest Case is going to get, by the way. A little ash in his face. Hello, at a show.
Do you think if Case signed up for the Army?
I like that you're saying that's like I'm not in the room. Go ahead.
Yeah, like Case over here, Kenzie. Like,
yeah.
How many things do they find wrong with saying, like, we're good? Like, they take everybody and they give them, like, sometimes a lot of grants to go to college with later on. And they see Case and they go, like, do you think he's not, like...
Case would turn into, like, a therapist for the troops.
Oh, God forbid.
Yeah. Oh, see? Look at him.
Sorry, I'm providing comfort to people who have
everybody needs someone to talk to. Come on.
That doesn't seem like an insult. That honestly seems very nice of you. Thank you. I'd love to provide support to troops.
I feel like people vent to you a lot.
Well, they all need more support. It's Case is just not the tip of the sword going into battle there to take down the enemy.
I don't want to fight. Yeah.
Listen, no one wants to be the tip of the sword. No one wants to be that. Listen, these guys are all going to get hit. And
back
then,
in way back when with like kings and all that, Case would have been the person who rides out on the horse and tries to negotiate.
Like in Braveheart?
Like before.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I got to scoot. They didn't agree to anything. That would have been Case. Come on.
Case on the horse.
We just have this little field. Come on.
He's like, guys, this is really stupid.
People are going to die.
Come on. What are we doing here, guys?
Look how sharp these things are. Come on.
We're arguing over prima nocta. Okay, let's move on this one. Come on, guys.
Sleep with someone else.
Come on. Hey, there's a lot of people out there. A lot of fish in the sea. All right. The weird thing is about this game is Lakeshore Drive basically collapsed on the way, people going on the way to the Soldier Field for this game last night.
What do you mean it collapsed?
What happened?
Not just a big-ass pothole. Apparently the pavement buckled, and it caused a massive backup. But this one night when Soldier Field gets to shine in football, and people were getting there late because of the massive backup on Lakeshore Drive, of course.
Like the road collapsed?
Yeah, I mean, it buckled. So, like, basically, it wasn't just a pothole. A whole quadrant went down a couple inches, so you couldn't go over because you'd lose your tires on it. And it collapsed.
I'm glad my tax dollars are paying off.
All it worked there.
Well, if the NASCAR had raced over there, it would have been fixed.
Hey, speaking of that, they're coming back, the NASCAR race 2024 season. Good segue, Kenzie.
You're welcome.
It's funny, the amount of people that complained about it, like, media, and not us, because I think it's pretty awesome. Obviously,
I complained.
It's going to cause traffic problems, but it didn't cause you any traffic problems.
That's not what I complained about. I just thought it wasn't fair, the amount of speeding tickets I've gotten in this city.
Oh.
And then everyone's going to get paid to race. Choose side.
It's like you're mad at professional wrestlers because they get paid to fight people. You've been fighting for free your
It's
entire
just not
life.
right.
Yeah.
It's just not right.
You've been wronged.
Yeah.
You're just on the wrong side of history. You're too early on all these things.
I feel like Hamilton.
You beat up people too early and you got tickets too early. That's what you
We'll
did.
come see my musical in 100 years. It's going to be phenomenal.
So NASCAR's back. It'll be July 4th. Well, Saturday, July 6th. That and the NASCAR Cup Series race will be 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. So it's July 6th, July 7th next year.
Yeah, I'd like to know from our listeners if they can text in at 312-591-8300 where you're at with this. Are you excited? Are you not? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your excitement level? Because, like you said, I feel like the media really complained about this race, but I also think it was salty because the media, some stations didn't get broadcast rights.
And by the way, we did.
Yes.
So our company had the broadcast rights. Everybody else crapped on it, and we had it.
It was us and ABC broadcasted the race. I think it was ABC, not NBC.
It would be
believe
like
so.
we don't have the Bears broadcast, so we just crap. Who would want to watch that?
Oh, it's terrible.
Who wants to listen to that?
We kind of do that. Okay, so all 4 MLB wildcard games yesterday were 2 and done. Rangers beat the Rays. Twins beat the Blue Jays. D-backs beat the Brewers, and the Phillies crushed the Marlins. And just it all sounded something like this at those games. One of those times.
Goes the Rangers' way, and they go on to the second round. That sends the Tampa Bay Rays home for the season.
Swing and a miss. Finally, 21 years in the making. And the Twins advance with a victory.
Oh, hurts White Sox fans there.
Over Toronto, and they will meet the Houston Astros in the ALDS.
Swing and a miss, and that's it. The Arizona Diamondbacks advance to the division series as they knock off the Brewers.
Yes.
The Phillies 7-1 win the wild card over the Marlins and now get to face the Braves.
Yeah, Brewers gone. Gotta love that, don't you? Anybody else with me on that?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm less emotionally attached to the entire scenario.
Are you a bad person if because your team doesn't make it and you root for your rival or against the rival all the way through? Like, they're gone too. They tapped out after one side.
No, I don't
That doesn't
think
make you bad. I would get it. I would get if we had made it and Milwaukee didn't, and then we got knocked out. I'm sure Milwaukee fans would love it. Like, that's fine.
It's fair. It's all fair game.
That's the whole point. If everybody liked the same team, it would be super boring.
I'm just rooting for, misery to other people, other teams.
No.
Not just in sports, just in life. You're rooting for misery for other people.
I do, but I
I
don't know
hope
if
they all
everybody else
lose
does.
their job.
So no more baseball till Saturday. Kind of weird. They expect those games for more of the wild card games that aren't happening. But Saturday, some good games lined up.
Sounds like they could have had a fourth wild card there. Hey, we would have been in line.
Squeeze in like the White Sox
Almost
somehow
made
even.
it. This close.
So finally, Bears tonight, Thursday Night Football at the Washington Commanders. 6 points is the spread on that one. Listen, and Bears players, they have guys out. Cornerback Jalen Johnson, Eddie Jackson, safety will not be on the field. It just gets worse and worse. Short travel week after the Toilet Bowl on Sunday. Listen, the Commanders are going to win this game. They almost beat the Super Bowl contenders last year, the Eagles last week. The Bears are a mess, and nothing's changed. They haven't proved that they can do anything. Now, it is Thursday Night Football. There's always weird things that happen, weird scores, and because it's a short week, I could see the Bears somehow winning, but they're not. I'm taking the Commanders easily.
Hey, Justin Fields is up for Player of the Week with FedEx.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
Take it there for the win.
Big stuff's happening.
I also wonder if Bears fans at this point are rooting to continue the losses now at this point for the draft picks next year. Like, what is 5 wins going to do? If we get 5 wins and 5 and 12.
Well, it's going to give them a worse draft pick because there's going to be a team that only wins 4 games.
So I'm
Exactly.
sure we'll pull through on that.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Let's go. 312-591-8300. Call right now to compete against Kenzie in a trivia contest. That will get you John Mulaney tickets. Rosemont Theater, a second show added Friday, December 22nd. First one already sold out quick, December 21st. Who knows, might add 5 shows, but you're in this one for free. Furnished by our great friends at Live Nation. And, of course, us, Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So get in. Your brain working okay? Let's try it out. Now, wait a minute. This happened yesterday at exactly this time. A song played twice, Kenzie. What the hell's going on here?
Probably the machine.
It is the machine. It is not
It
me.
has nothing to do with
You
you.
never have my back on this. It's the damn machine.
Well, I just watched you push a button
I know, but you cannot see on the screen where it's like it says it's not going to play.
where it says error and does the wrong thing. Is that what's happening over
I
there?
got the blue screen of death
a cat
over here.
that says hanging tight.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Here we go. Taking on Kenzie today for John Mulaney tickets is Alex in Villa Park. Alex, ahoy, tell us something really quick about yourself.
Ahoy, ahoy. So I don't know if you guys heard that bit where he goes in with his friend John Mulaney and he puts the same song on the jukebox constantly. I don't know if you heard that bit yet.
Okay.
But that was our wedding. That's how we introduced our wedding guests into our ceremony. I don't know if I can say the song online here, but
Oh, I love that.
Also, are people now tugging at Kenzie's heartstings with these stories?
It's a sob story.
Nice, beautiful
True,
story,
it's on
actually.
video, so I'm not lying.
Oh, I want to see the video. I'm easy. I can't lie. I want to see it really bad.
And what do you do for a living, Alex?
I'm in supply chain for Ulta.
Ooh.
Oh my God, you're just becoming my favorite person ever.
Couple things
I
might
love you, Alex.
couple things might fall off a truck for a point there, maybe.
Hey, you know.
What's good?
I get my Paul Mitchell shampoo there at Ulta. That's
Do
right.
you?
I do.
Yeah.
No.
Good deals.
I think my mom uses that shampoo.
I've used it since I was a kid for some reason.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably.
Wait, have you used the same shampoo since you were a kid?
Yeah, I think it's privileged shampoo, actually.
my
But
God.
I'm afraid I try something else, it doesn't work. I can't. My hair doesn't stay.
What do you mean? Like your hair won't be clean? What do you think's gonna happen?
It doesn't stay right. I don't know why. It doesn't.
It doesn't stay right.
I don't know what it is.
You're like you have curls or something. Like,
Paul,
what is,
Paul Mitchell just and me are like
your
tight.
hair's an inch long.
I know.
Where's it gonna go?
I don't know. It just works. Thank you,
Nice.
Paul Mitchell.
Anyways,
A little
poor
plug. Give me a
Alex.
ding there. A little plug for Paul Mitchell.
Oh yikes! Pour one out.
All right, here we go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same with you. Call Heads or Tails on the count of 3, Alex. 1, 2, 3. Call it.
Tails.
It's Tails.
Ow, it's fine.
Okay.
He works at Ulta.
Here we go. Alex, what Disney franchise was recently implemented into a live NFL broadcast?
Toy Story.
It was Toy Story. It's pretty epic, actually. Kenzie,
Yeah.
what citrus soda was discontinued this year and replaced by Starry?
Sierra Mist.
Sierra Mist is right.
Well, I almost said Squirt.
Do you like Sierra Mist or you like Squirt better?
Well, Squirt's kind of reminds me of my grandma, you know?
How so?
But grandmas always have Squirt. They always have the soda that's like discontinued. They don't, I don't know why they can't carry current brands, right?
That's true because my grandma, until the day of her death, was a huge fan of Diet Right.
Oh.
And it's been a minute since I've seen a Diet Right.
But if you saw Diet Right, who's coming in your head?
Grammy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shout out Norma.
Hey, abuela. I know you and your Squirt gang.
Full disclosure, we have Squirt in our soda machine taking up one of the 6 slots. Squirt.
It's probably not restocked. Every time I try to buy a soda, they're out of everything.
That's a whole
It's just
separate
It's
problem.
just a decoration.
All right, 1-1.
And back to Alex.
Alex, what country gave us IKEA?
That'd be Sweden.
That is Sweden. Good job, Alex.
Good meatballs.
Kenzie, what does SPF in sunscreen stand for? SPF.
I'm going to solar protection for you. I'm not sure. What the
Oh, that's
F would be.
amazing. Alex, you work kind of in an industry with Ulta. I'm sure they sell a lot of stuff like that. What does it stand for? SPF.
Sun protection factor.
Oh, he's using his skills there. Sun protection factor is right.
You supply that chain over there at Ulta? The sun protection?
Oh, yeah.
All right, it is 3-1. It's back to Alex. He's ahead.
Alex, what mountain is 8,848 meters tall? Which mountain? 3, 2, 1.
I believe he said, say it one more time, Alex.
Everest.
He said it right before
Yep.
the buzzer. He gets the point. Alex is rolling here. Kenzie,
Yeah.
what is the name of the blue and white droid in Star Wars? The blue and white one.
Like R2-D2?
That's what it is. Good job. Someone that doesn't know anything about Star Wars. Good job.
Yeah, well, he's one of the mains.
One of the main ones? Oh, is that him really right there?
Yeah.
Will you do that again? That's R2-D2 live in studio.
Yeah, hello.
God, I closed my eyes. I couldn't tell the difference.
I know, it's crazy.
It was amazing.
Kinsey's kind of built like R2-D2. You ever thought about that?
I don't know if you should say that. I think you might want to take
What does
that.
that mean?
That you're short.
He's like fat.
I
He's
don't
like
think
a
so.
fat machine. He's a
Well,
machine. I'm not allowed to say it is robot.
Oh, he's a droid.
I would rather be shaped like the gold one, at least. The little guy, he's got some hips.
Who's the gold one? Not her main character.
Is that the next question?
No.
All right.
Goldfinger.
It's a Goldfinger. It is 4-2. Alex can win with the correct answer.
Wow. Alex. How long do rodeo bull riders have to stay on their mounts for?
7 seconds.
No, incorrect. Kenzie?
I know this. I love bull riding. It is 8 seconds.
It is 8
And I am
seconds.
so good at mechanical bull riding. That's like one of my things.
What does that mean? Have you done this often? You do this on the weekend?
Well, if I'm drunk, yeah, I haven't got to do it in a while.
That's cool.
With the whole baby thing. But I am so good at it. I stayed on for 3 minutes once when I was in Philly.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. You know the secret is you gotta let it buck you. You know what I'm saying? Everyone
Excuse me? Do I have to dump that?
No, but everyone tries to hold on really, really tight. So if you like squeeze it with your legs, squeeze it, and you're like all stiff, you get thrown off. But you just gotta ride the thing. You just gotta like let it buck you right back on. Like you let the back end hit you back and like a ping pong ball. You stay on the whole time.
I had no idea she was a bull riding expert.
I love bull riding.
Certainly
Not
a
real ones.
bucking expert.
Hello.
All right. Well, it is 4-3. It is back to Kinsey. She can tie it up here.
Kenzie, which company's slogan is, "You're in good hands"?
Allstate.
Allstate, tie up. Here we go. Now, Alex can win with the next one. Here we go. Alex. The U.S. has shorelines along 3 oceans. What are those 3 oceans?
The Atlantic, the Pacific.
And 3, 2, 1. Kenzie for the win.
Well, those were the 2 I knew.
Guess the third ocean.
3 oceans.
3 oceans.
3 oceans. The Arctic, Atlantic, and Pacific?
Yes! Holy cow! What a comeback!
Oh, thank you.
Damn, down 4-1, came back. How's that feel, Alex?
Not great.
Oh,
Not great today.
But
I
don't want to make Alex feel good. That sounds inappropriate. That's not what I mean. But
we
I
were
wanna
talking
make
about
your
bucking.
day better.
Alex, you let Alex buck you, and everything works out
Hey,
wonderful.
John Mulaney, it's like with his wedding. It's so cute.
Oh no!
I think we should give him the John Mulaney.
He's caving in once again. Listen, it's your.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Clash with Kenzie, so whatever you say goes.
Okay. I'm getting tickets.
Thank you.
There you go. You got the tickets anyway for John Mulaney in concert, Rosemont Theater. This is becoming a trend. I can't wait to hear what tomorrow's sob story or lovey story is into
God.
Clash with Kenzie.
Orphan tomorrow.
That's right.
The Q101 Morning Crew's Clash with Kenzie.
On Q101.
Don't worry if you love free stuff. Ticket Blitz Thursday, a half hour away, 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Q101 Twisted Christmas tickets for the night featuring Lovejoy coming up with Brian and Kenzie.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And as we just said, 8 a.m. we start Ticket Blitz Thursday. That is Q101 Twisted Christmas tickets for the Lovejoy night. Now, there are 4 nights all on sale right now at Q101.com with the pre-sale code you can find at Q101.com. It's just buy line. I'll give it to you. Don't text in. That's for you to buy the tickets with.
Right. That's not a win the tickets with the code word. That's a buy pre-sale tickets.
Yeah, because the pre-sale ends tonight at 10 p.m. Tomorrow morning, it's the general on sale where the whole country, the whole world knows about these shows, and they will sell out. Right now, it's kind of secret. It's all for y'all to get in. So we want to make sure our people, our crew members are in there right in the front row and having a good time. Obviously, it's general admission, so it doesn't matter what tickets you buy. But at the Aragon, let's pack it. Get your tickets now and don't worry about it. Then you got a couple months, just no saying, oh, I didn't get a ticket. How can I get a ticket? Just do it. Take care of it. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. A terrifying story on WGN where they did an investigative report on a woman downtown bought a condo. You know, you finally get up enough money, you save some money up to get a condo downtown. It's a cool experience, high-rise condo. And she looks across at the condo across from her, and there's an old man naked. And I'll let the story, let's listen to the WGN story first on this because they did an investigative report on what happened. Let's check this out and then we'll talk about it afterward. If you have a neighbor story too, by the way, and have a neighbor you'd like to maybe stop doing what they're doing, this worked.
It wasn't just the nudity that upset these women. They say he waved at them and pleasured himself in full view. They say they appealed to building management, their local alderman, police, even the man himself. After more than 2 years of enduring his overexposure, they were at wit's end and called us.
I'm constantly contemplating leaving.
Caitlin Bernarski never really moved into the downtown condo she bought 2 years ago because she's considering moving out.
What does he typically do?
So 24/7, he's nude in his unit, but for 10 to 15 minutes a day, he will go near the windows and he will expose himself and touch himself.
She says her view feels violating. We blurred the video, but can confirm the 70-year-old neighbor in an apartment directly across the street was wearing nothing except his white gym shoes.
I want to stop it there for a second, Kenzie. 70-year-old guy in white tennis shoes, naked in the window.
I just don't get why he's wearing tennis shoes. He's obviously about comfort.
He's very fine with himself.
He would get some slippers or something.
Comfortable in his body, that the shoes weren't necessary.
Yeah, I mean, why scuff the floor?
Right.
It just seems silly.
Oh, what a bad look. But anyway, we'll continue.
Other neighbors have noticed as well.
From the time I reported it to my building, I began keeping a log.
This woman who asked that
no pun intended there,
we conceal her identity kept a log during the pandemic. By her count, the man exposed himself on at least 68 different times in a 10-month span, sometimes multiple times a day, directed at her. A police report quotes one of the women saying the man was naked in his residence, looked toward her direction, and began masturbating. We confronted him in August.
Isn't it funny when a news person says that word? And began masturbating.
I didn't know we were allowed to say that word.
Anyway,
It's a whole new world.
Yeah.
I've been bleeping that out for years.
We've been out masturbating?
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I know.
You're good. You can say it as much as you want.
Okay, good.
I know you've been holding back a while on that word.
Oh my God, I feel so alive.
Yes, and he suggested the women should just keep their blinds closed. 14 days after our story aired.
Do you have anything you wanted to say about the case? No. Not at all?
Police arrested James Bach and charged him with 2 misdemeanor counts of public indecency.
Now, that's really the kicker there. So WGN did an investigative report on it. And then after 2 years of this guy doing it, because they talked about it, went after, and there was a little interview him, but the guy could barely be audible, so Case edited that part out. But they arrested him. And he's in his own house, naked, doing those things across a high-rise. And you come into a Chicago, I'm sure everybody's been to some kind of, if you didn't own one, you've been in a party somewhere, and these are right across from each other.
Or just an apartment. You have to own one.
Yeah, either
I lived
one.
in high-rises and didn't own it.
Yeah, I mean, when I moved in the apartment I lived in, there was like little 800 square feet. You look right across, and it was like TV to me when I first moved in. You're like, what? Who's doing what tonight? You look across. It's fascinating.
I got to be honest. When I just heard about the story, like read the caption, and didn't listen, didn't get the full news report, I was like, that's kind of messed up. Like if he's walking around his apartment and then got arrested, I forgot my towel a few times and I had to run into the bedroom or whatever. And so it's I'm like, that's kind of mean, but I didn't realize he was pressing his junk against the window and I mean, that's a little, it's clearly very perverted. He's fulfilling weird fantasies by you can see me. It's weird.
A 70-year-old man. I don't know if it matters if it's a young man. Does it matter?
I would imagine he's doing other things that are inappropriate. I don't think you slang your junk against the window and touch it and want everyone to see it. But then you're a great citizen out and about in the streets.
I don't know. He probably gives to charities. He probably does.
No.
Maybe volunteers in a soup kitchen.
Oh, see, I don't want him anywhere near my soup.
I don't want him near my soup.
I don't want him near my soup.
Oh, what are you stirring your soup with there, huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean. If I find some other weird fantasy.
Gross.
But, okay, what's interesting is that...
You want to say masturbating again, don't you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You and I both know this person. I'm not going to say their name, but you and I both know this person.
Oh.
And it's a guy.
Okay.
And I know for a fact that maybe they still do it to this day, but for a long time, they kept binoculars in their apartment so they could see other girls more vividly from their place. So it is interesting because it's which is worse? spying on people who are trying not to be seen. Like, isn't that, but every time he tells that story, everyone laughs.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, this guy's just putting it out. It's always the men.
Oh, sure. Because women don't look at you in binoculars at men with their junk pressed against their window.
I don't think they do. I gotta be honest.
Women, chime in, women. 312-591-8300. I want to hear from the ladies.
You obviously, I lean towards men. I'm a married one. And I'm not interested. I'm not like, I wonder what that looks like unwrapped. That's just not, I don't think that's
gross.
something we want.
We're going to be nice here and have a bond that, yes, I'd rather look at women too.
Yeah. I think that it's just.
But if I was a woman, I'd rather look at women too. Men are disgusting. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like. No one wants to see it. It wasn't built for that.
No.
You know what I mean? I think like even Greek statues. I'm like, oh God, get it
please.
Together.
Oh, I saw that.
Was there no Haynes? Come on.
I saw that statue on my honeymoon in Italy. That David. You ever heard of that thing? That's the big Greek statue where the guy. It's really big.
Yeah.
And it's not so big. The other thing, I feel like this guy for eternity is getting destroyed.
You know what I appreciate about them is that they were honest.
Well.
Because they were building a statue. They could have done whatever they wanted.
How do you know the sculptor was appropriate? We don't know that because the guy isn't around to talk about, hey, you didn't give me something a little, you got me in a wrong moment there.
I'm sure he's like, no, I'm a realistic sculptor. This is what happens. I can at least appreciate that it looks like 3 knuckles. And I'm like, that's the truth.
It's a little cold out today.
Ain't that the truth?
Can't we go on a 90 degree day?
It was cold. They're nude.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'd be curious. If you have any neighbors in your hood, you can relate to this story. Like this poor girl had to deal with this.
It's tough to arrest someone in their own house, though. That's tough.
Yeah, he was doing lewd things in the window, to your point.
That's what I mean. It was so intentional.
If he was just walking around naked, maybe, whatever.
I don't think it would have happened if he just walked around naked in his place a lot. I really don't.
I don't think so.
But I think the junk against the window, like, he was like Leonardo DiCaprio on the boat against the window.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, about 7 minutes away from Ticket Blitz Thursday launching. Q101 Twisted Christmas tickets. Lovejoy, 8 a.m. with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So we're talking about the story over in Streeterville, right where we are actually, where all the high-rises are so close to each other and face each other that a woman bought a condo and faced a 70-year-old man who'd walk around naked in white tennis shoes and eventually, as Kenzie's word, press his junk against the glass and do lewd things. So this happened for years. And finally, he got arrested for public, lewdness, I guess it is. I mean, I don't think he's going to go to jail or anything like that, but he's certainly going to.
I don't. It's tough because I know it's it's in his private property.
Yeah.
Which is probably what he felt like was really his loophole to do this. But maybe because of the intention of specifically going against the glass and doing stuff,
yeah.
I suppose they're like, okay, it's intentional.
It's 2 misdemeanor counts of public indecency. I don't know what
and there's some people really defending him, but you have to keep in mind, in a lot of those high rises, there's kids and stuff. And if for some reason he's like, think about how creepy he'd have to be like, I want everybody in these buildings to be able to see me. There's something not right up there. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's not like from just one person to the other, I'm having this fantasy. Like, I'm not trying to shame fantasies, but you know that there's families and stuff. It's for you're getting off on it. It's not good.
It's killing all my dreams, Kenzie. All my fantasies in the window.
Not good.
Let's do naked neighbor stories. Courtney's checking in from Chicago. Courtney, ahoy. What's going on?
Hi. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. So this happened to my poor parents for years in my childhood home. I was already moved out by then. But the husband and a wife lived next door, and their bedroom window faced my parents' kitchen window.
Oh boy!
And these are Chicago bungalows that are very, very close. I mean, they're literally like 10 feet apart. You could open the window, shake hands with your neighbor. So It's like right there. And every night at 9:00, it was without fail. They put their kids to bed, and it was just like nudie show from there on out.
Nudie show.
Like, the wife is like gets out of the shower and she's standing there stark naked, combing her hair, and the husband's laying there on the bed watching TV in their bedroom, and my ma's doing dishes in her kitchen, looking at this like there's nowhere else to look with like her mouth hanging open.
Oh.
And she's telling my dad like, you got to check this out, and And then they're telling me, oh, you wouldn't believe what happens, 9 o'clock every night like clockwork. And I'm like, get out of here. I'm thinking like my parents are older, they're getting senile or something. And they're like, no, I swear to God. So sure enough, I go over there one night, and there it is. It's like for like an hour and a half, they're there like getting ready for bed. Their blinds are wide open, and it's just like, it was unbelievable. And
I can tell she knows it was clockwork because the guy was laying there on his back, and it's like a sundial situation going on there.
That's disgusting.
Knew exactly what time it was. Sorry. Couldn't help but take that joke. Sorry.
But I just felt
Thanks
felt
for
so bad
enjoying.
for my...
Brian's so happy someone just laughed at him.
Kenzie's giving me this glare, and Courtney gave me a nice laugh. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Yeah. Also, trying to make dinner when that's going on has got to be kind of rough.
How early are they going to bed? One family's making dinner and the other's getting cleaned up. I just feel like this is just kind of a weird timeline.
They wanted hours to enjoy themselves once the kids went to bed, it sounds like.
Poor kids are going to bed at 4 in the afternoon. Jeez, somebody check on the kids.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.